Hello and welcome to another episode of All Things Money. I'm your host Fatima Attarwala, and my guest today is trying to solve one of the biggest problems in Pakistan. How do you digitize agriculture? So my guest is Adnan Syed, the CEO and founder of E-Agri, a platform that is trying to digitize agriculture. Hello sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure having you, but I must admit I'm skeptical. Digitisation in Pakistan is a challenge to begin with. Digitizing agri when the land holdings are so fragmented, the literacy levels are so low. I mean, we haven't even been able to impose agricultural income tax successfully. So what made you take up this challenge?
Because nobody else was taking it up, and it's something, when you see a challenge, you can call me a serial entrepreneur. I see an opportunity. There's over 200 million people. There's 147 million metric ton of produce in Pakistan. And it's left untouched, untapped.
The potential is there, but the on-ground realities are so difficult that I think others have tried and others have failed spectacularly. The government has tried and the government is getting nowhere. What makes you think you'll be successful?
Because I'm not government to begin with. Look, my first 2 tries of my E-Agri platform were a complete utter disaster, because I too made the same mistakes as people that have come before me to solve the problem. We weren't looking at, it was a big disconnect. How do you even, we are digitizing a platform, an economy. People have tried to introduce a brand new concept, which is not how things work. Change is the scariest thing. You come in with a solution from the West, and you try to apply it in a third world country or emerging country, however we want to classify ourselves. Well, they have reached that point after 40 years of change. Pakistan is growing, Pakistan has evolved, but unfortunately our evolution has not been as fast as the others have moved. Now we are finally waking up to, okay, we have a real problem. Our agriculture is, by 2050, we lose half of our agri land. You'll have 100 million people more. So we're not saying
climate change, droughts,
all these things.
But for example, imagine I'm a small farmer in Sindh. How do you reach me?
So what we did was, first 2 times, I tried to do the same thing like everybody else did. Let's make an app, let these guys use it. Well, they're looking at the app and they're saying, what do I do? Right?
Absolutely.
So we're like, okay, let's.
I mean, what's the language of the lab? How would the farmer even understand the app?
Exactly. So we said, okay, let's make it in all 4 languages. So we did that.
So the 4 languages are?
Sindhi, Urdu, Punjabi, Balochi, Pashto. I mean, all the local languages.
In the 5 local languages.
The local, well, there's no Punjabi, there's Urdu. I don't know how to write Punjabi. I think it's written just like Urdu, unless I'm wrong. But the idea was, okay, let's make it a localized language app. Well, that still didn't make sense to the farmer, because the farmer is getting satellite data, okay? I actually have a background in aerospace. I can make sense out of that data. How do I expect the farmer to understand and apply that data?
If you take a step back, why should the farmer download that app? What does the app do for the farmer?
This app.
And what's the name of that app?
It's E-Agri.
E-Agri app, okay.
Yeah. So the E-Agri, once you enter the platform, it is an entire ecosystem. And the entire ecosystem, the way it works is, your biggest challenge is Artis. How do you get finance? Mm-hmm. We connected the farmer to a financial institution to get the finance.
And which financial institution?
It is independent. Anyone can connect to it.
Like how do you connect to it? Like all the banks are on it? Or
No,
the
we
microfinance banks
have
are
a
on it?
position open with Euronet. Euronet allows us to connect with pretty much every bank in Pakistan. And there's something called RAST, if you're familiar with that. So RAST enables this entire national connectivity of B2B payments and person-to-person payments, person-to-business payments. So that was one big challenge. We solved that first. How do we actually digitize, get rid of money?
So what's the ticket size? How big a loan or how small a loan can the farmer take?
Well, that depends upon what you're growing. So this is what we did. You come into our application, you fill out the app, what are you going to grow? Depending upon your land and what you want to grow, we know what your needs are. We know the seed you need. We need the amount of fertilizer and type of fertilizer you need depending upon your soil conditions, the past data of that land. So we actually help you cultivate. All the data that is being collected from satellites and drones and ground sensors, you don't have to decipher that as a farmer. We have an AI in the background that is taking all the information in and presenting you what you need to do, and it oversees the entire cycle of when, what, how much, where. All of these items are AI driven. And the farmer now actually has an AI assistant that's telling a farmer what he needs to do in his own language.
Why should the farmer trust the app over his own knowledge? Because I think they might be resistant to that.
Completely. It's the same thing that happened with any change that has come in. Nowadays, the marketing is not, should the farmer trust the AI? Farmer is waiting for the AI. Farmer wants to use the AI, but in his own language.
So the app has been deployed. You're in the deployment stage.
We are in the deployment sandbox.
Right, sandbox. So have you beta tested it with any farmers?
Yeah, this entire version 3.0 is after beta testing, going back and forth, modifying, changing what doesn't work, dropping it, finally getting to a framework. Because we weren't trying to reinvent Agri. We were trying to basically say, we need this farmer to keep his processes the same, but let's make them more efficient. Why would the farmer need that, or why would a farmer trust this network? Because a farmer is actually getting money at a lower rate than he has ever done.
So the app provides information, knowledge, know-how, as well as financing.
Financing as well.
Right. So do you need collateral for that financing?
It's up to the financial institution. Mm-hmm. We have provided, like globally, world is functioning on forward contracts or future contracts. In Islam, you're allowed to even have salam, which is a specific contract which is based on a future harvest. A lot of times, modern day commerce, I understand, there is a need for collateral. In Pakistan, we struggle with documentation. Mm-hmm. We have, the land may still be on grandfather's name. It's the land record, good luck with that, you know.
How do you even verify that what he's saying is true, that this is his land and he's not just a tenant?
That's, again, so we had to create processes for that. Our plan calls for 2,000 locations across Pakistan, which will function as warehouses and also sub-distribution points. We are involving people on the ground that are regional, and they are being paid to verify and give us the details. We are engaged with specialized banks that are in agriculture space. And they have given us, like the questions you're asking me, the same questions were asked by them. How do you solve this? So we had to make processes, and they are based on human and the satellite intelligence that we are getting. Human is human intelligence. There are people on ground that know who this land belongs to. who this is. How do you actually teach all this?
That requires you to be very connected with a lot of feudal lords in Sindh and Punjab if
It
you're
has nothing
using
to do with
human
that.
intelligence.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, but why would I connect with them when I actually have somebody on a lower end?
So, yes, exactly. Who would you have? You have millions of people. When you say
Yeah.
human intelligence, like, do you have little spies going around
No,
saying,
no,
is this
no.
your land? Is it not?
So it's there's a character in every village.
This is starting
Well,
more and more like a spy movie to me right now.
No,
Like, what do you
no.
mean there's a character in every village? How do you
Well-
even find such people? How do you trust such people?
Well, he's the headmaster of the school. Okay. So the idea we have is we want to engage the school system to actually teach people on what this is.
Do we have enough schools in Pakistan in rural areas? And like, how do you, like, I mean, if there's a headmaster, how do you reach out to that headmaster? If there's how do you trust the headmaster to give you the actual information? And how does the headmaster verify that information? He's the headmaster of a school.
I know. So this is where it gets
So many
really.
questions.
I know. Trust me, it was a lot of challenging situation. So we actually were able to get land demarcations from Sparco. We have limited amount of records ownership available in Punjab. Sindh is an issue, but in Sindh, what we do have is they have passbooks. When the passbooks has some kind of an anchor that our AI is actually picking up and tying the CNIC, KYC of that person requesting with the land that's in question. So we are creating those correlations. How do you actually do, so call it an AI investigation. And it is literally picking up data points and connecting. How do I verify this? Now, portion of this entire record is we want even the Artis to join our network, right? Even the Artis should, and Arti has played an amazing role throughout the history, okay? It has, at times, not a very likable character.
Usually they're the bad guys in every story.
Yeah, but okay, you know.
I mean, I get it. The Artis are there if somebody is sick, if your cow is sick, if your sister is getting married. The Arti is there to give that loan, which is why I wonder, because we had Karan Zafar of PMX earlier here as well. And that's the question, how do you replace the Arti, or how do you even convince the Arti to join your system?
Well, you make him more money he's making right now. We did that. Okay. See, the entire thing is commerce driven. When the money comes in and you solve a financial problem and you back it up with numbers, everybody gets on board. So in order for us to do this, we had to go and learn on-ground system. And that on-ground system basically gave us ideas on how and what to implement. People locally came and gave us ideas, what they would like to see.
And what were the ideas, some of the
Many of
suggestions?
them had a lot of bad things to say about local lending. But every last one was like, we don't even know how to fill out a bank app. We go to the bank and they're asking us for this, that, and the other. Well, guess what? 4 days ago, State Bank launched a new program, a new requirement to solve all this. We already have it solved. So we have been sending a lot of the banks, okay, oh yeah, this requirement came out, you can deploy it tomorrow with us.
What requirement are we talking about?
Collateralless loans.
In a lot of seminars, the SBP governor, the Finman has been asking for collateral-less loans. But again, why would the financial institution be willing to take that risk? The
Because-
microfinance institutions
Right.
have, but
So one of the things we figured out and we learned from the RT doesn't give you money. RT gives you a line of credit. So we did the same thing. We have a full-blown marketplace, and every single component of agriculture supply chain is part of E-Agri. Whether you want to buy seed, fertilizer, whether you need to get an agronomist to do tests on your plant, we actually have a plant doctor built in that actually takes pictures of a plant and can tell you with human eye level accuracy what is the disease or pesticide that you're dealing with, what is the solution, and the solution is then dispatched from our marketplace all automatically. Okay, I know it
you
sounds.
have supplies of fertilizers and pesticides as well.
We have partnerships with Syngenta.
Okay.
We have other partnerships that are being negotiated. So there's a full-blown marketplace. So if you want me to walk you through a journey, what will happen? Suppose, say you're a farmer. You have downloaded the app. Once you download the app is actually asking you questions. What would you like to do? There's an agentic AI that is part of the app. First one, second versions failed because we were just looking at, okay, we can solve it with AI, this and the other, right? Number one, there is no Urdu, Punjabi, Sindhi large language models.
Exactly, yeah.
So, I'll get to that in a minute. But on top of that, even for you to use ChatGPT or something else, you have to go there and type up the questions. And you have to type those in a language ChatGPT understands. Well, I'm sorry, that's not going to work for Pakistan.
That
Okay.
would not work, yeah. I mean,
Right. So we had to create a solution for that.
And what was the solution?
We are actually deploying the first localized AI in Pakistan as well.
So this is a lot of things happening. So you have a localized AI, you have local language AI. The AI is answering local languages. You have connection with the financial institutions. You have connections with fertilizers and syngentas and seeds. So I mean, how do you bring that in under one umbrella? There's just too many moving parts.
Yeah. So we have the entire system is centralized. Okay. They're, like I said, they're all separate components, right? But then they all talk to each other, to our core. Everything comes to the E-Agri core. You applied for the loan. I walked you through with the AI for that application. I walked you through uploading your documents. Those documents then got sent to financial institutions, whether it's interest-free or interest-based loan, collateral or no collateral, that becomes a banking decision, right? We're not a bank, but we have access to other people who are willing to create bilateral contracts.
So you're giving credit to buy
on our marketplace.
Agri-related products from your platform.
Yes, and then there are vendors there that have their products listed. Depending upon what the need is, there's an e-advisory that is telling you that do you need this fertilizer that has this composition, or do you need that fertilizer with that composition?
If the farmer disagrees with the AIs or with the apps,
Final decision is his.
and he can still access credit to buy a different fertilizer or seed.
That's there, as long as it does not exceed the required amount.
And again, it's the app that is just deciding what the required amount
Yeah,
is.
there's a AI-based electronic fraud detection system that is sitting there.
That needs to be a really good AI to be able to tell the farmer who is looking at his crop that no, not really, you really don't need that much fertilizer. I mean, how do you even convince the farmer that the AI knows more than him?
Well, the AI is going to have to go through a couple of cycles. Look, the idea is that they may not accept it right away, but they don't have a choice, they have to. Otherwise,
They can just not download the app because
that's perfectly okay too. But then your neighbor who has downloaded is making more money, will actually let you see that. Look, what happened when Uber or Careem rolled out in Pakistan?
Well, Careem and Uber have both left Pakistan.
Yeah, both have
so
left, but you have InDrive and you have
Yango.
Yango. The taxis come back?
No, but the rickshaws are very much there. They survived all the digitization effort.
I know,
And they're more
because
expensive. The taxis, I mean the rickshaws, I mean.
yeah,
It's cheaper for me to Yango than take a rickshaw. I still take a rickshaw because at times because the rickshaw is more convenient. So similarly, an Arti might just be more convenient because it's not asking that many questions.
right. But here's the thing. Look at the masses. Look at the numbers. You have 8.5 million farms. How many are going to say no?
I don't know, 7.8 million of them. I don't know. A lot of them can say no because a
Okay.
lot of people have tried to reach out to the farmers.
I know. So this
and
is
not
what you
really
do.
been
So
successful.
this is what you do. We are not charging for our platform.
Exactly. My next question was going to be, where's the revenue coming from this?
Our revenue comes in the end at the sale of the product. See, a farmer's biggest problem is Arti controls the entire cycle. Arti is giving him the peace of mind. The product's getting sold. Okay? Product is getting sent to a storage house. The product is getting to a spot market. right? So we built all those.
Again, we had, as I mentioned, Karan Zafar on the show earlier, and he mentioned that Pakistan's storage is less than 10% of its needs.
Of
And
course.
yeah, so we need those warehouses.
Yeah.
And if we need those warehouses, nobody is investing in them.
So
and
because
that is
nobody,
part of your solution, right?
No. So I'm not going to comment. I mean, that's a normal, common business knowledge where we are. That's where the difference is between a semi-regulated entity that is saying this is needed, that, and the other. I, as a non-regulated entity, a pure businessman, I have to justify those warehouses and their operations and their price.
Are you building the warehouses as part
We're
of the
going to be
E-Agri?
launching 10 right away.
And
at
when
that,
you say right away, what's the timeline?
within the next 3 months, we're launching 10.
Which province? Which
They're going to be
district?
10. I can tell you the locations, actually.
So will they be in Punjab or Sindh?
They will be in Punjab and Sindh. Basically, let's see, I will give you the exact areas, but we are initially starting with 25,000 metric ton warehouses at
For specific crops, any crops?
multi-use warehouses. So what we did was, because of lack of warehouses, you lose $1.9 billion a year in post-harvest losses. So we did a study.
And the source of this number is?
The source of this number is recent meeting of IFC. I can send you, actually did send you that, you can verify it. 10 years ago, it was 1.2. So
The losses are increasing.
losses are increasing. Now, everything that you do right now, you take E-Agri. E-Agri is going to give you all the precision farming and this and the other and climate friendly, and I'm going to manage money like nobody's business. I am absolutely wasting time if I don't have warehouses.
Absolutely.
Right? All I'm going to do is increase the wastage. So I actually, when I spoke to you earlier, when I said we have to literally sit there and figure out the entire value chain, it required me to not only build warehouses, it required me to build smart warehouses, figure out what is the business plan that's going to work in this warehouse. How does this warehouse make money? How do we pay this off? Where does this warehouse needs to be, and what type of storage facilities this needs to have? So we did a complete Pakistan study, and I actually have all 2,000 locations identified. I know exactly how many warehouses I need in Punjab, how many I need in Sindh, what I need them to have, and the 10 we are launching, they are going to be, let's see, Hyderabad, Sakkar, Multan, Okara, Bhurewala, Faisalabad, Gujranwala, Shikhapura, yeah, sorry, I butchered that up, Bhakar, I guess that's Punjab, and then Mardan. So between these locations,
these 10 locations in the next 3 months will have warehouses of how much?
no, we will
capacity?
be building these,
Okay.
25,000 metric ton warehouses each with
You
silos.
start building in 3 months, or you will?
We will be building in 3 months.
Okay.
Okay, we have basically
This is
I've
very
sold
capital and technology intensive.
2.5 billion alone in just warehousing.
Right. So who's financing this?
The banks will actually do that because we actually figured out how to actually run a warehouse. Look at this way. Warehouse is a real estate business, okay? People in Pakistan love real estate. They're building left, right, and center.
That's the one economy that we cannot seem to get rid of.
No, but so why don't we use it? So imagine a warehouse as
Building a housing society seems so much more profitable than building a warehouse, whether we need the housing society or not.
let me put it this way. Even the Okara warehouse will be at $4.2 million a year by the end of the paid cycle.
It will bring in $4.3 million a year.
After 10 years.
After 10 years. After 10 years, you predict that the Okara warehouse will bring in $4.3 million a year.
The 10-year cycle of Okara warehouse.
Over the
time period.
Of 10 years, it will bring $4.3 million.
$4.3 million will be the profit.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now the idea is when you build an apartment flat building, okay, the building goes up, somebody is buying rental space saying, hey, you know what, this is an investment opportunity for me. Okay. I, back in the day, owned several flats in UAE as investment. But I did not have a renter, right? I have to sit there and wait for a renter. Now, if I came to you and I said, hey, you know what, I'm going to let you build a building where I am giving you renters at this state, and then this much revenue is going to come from me alone if you build me this. So the warehouses are part of our system. These are finding
4.3 million
homes.
over 10 years for one warehouse. You have 10 warehouses in the pipeline right now. That's almost a half a billion.
At the, let me help you out.
That's 43 million over 10 years, over the 10 warehouses that you have built. I mean,
Yeah,
if
these
it's
things
that
make money.
profitable, then why hasn't anybody else gone to it? Why have we had such a huge crisis for decades now?
That is a question for people who have not sat there and
Done
worked the
maths.
numbers. So look, why am I putting my own money in? Why have I done everything by myself? It's because I did the math. I'm not crazy. I'm not throwing money down the drain. I don't have grants or, unlimited access to treasury. This is a solid business model. It has been researched. It has been ran through the simulations left, right, and center. The numbers I'm using are at bare minimum utilization. My entire program, the E-Agri, at 0.25% loan market access of Pakistan, just 0.25% access. I'm cash flow positive in 18 months, and I'm posting profit of over 20 million a year after that.
All sounds a bit too good to believe.
I know.
Solving so many problems, being so profitable. I think it's good to hit ground realities and, just grind to a
We
halt.
have been dealing with ground realities.
Yeah, I've been wondering, what has been your feedback in the beta level when you were talking to farmers? How many farmers were you able to convince to stay on that app?
All right, so the farmers were given this just to play around. As I have relatives that are Vaderas and whatnot. So for me, getting
Are
access,
those your spies, those relatives,
Yeah.
the Vaderas and
So
whatnot?
I have spies everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. No, the spies actually are your. They are actually people around in the village that just go around. These are
These
the
10 places that you chose, they have people that you know in and out
yeah.
of those.
Basically, we chose these 10 locations on basis of how much agricultural land within 25 kilometer of that area are we capturing, and came out to be 19 million acres. And we're saying, you know what, after 19 million acres, just give me 0.25 and I'm good. And that pays off everything. It actually makes profitable. We have increased the amount of money.
You need to tap less than 1% of the market, the farmer market,
0.25. I'm just
to
at
be profitable.
0.25%.
And again, where is the profit and the revenue coming from?
Because we control the entire cycle.
So you
have
get
been,
commission on every bag of seeds that gets sold.
we get our, think of it as Amazon, right? Amazon gets paid on everything that's sold. We are getting paid on everything that is going through our system. Okay? We are making sure it's real. We are making sure the farmer is not paying a black market price.
No, for sure. I mean, the black market prices are so high that if you have a reasonable commission, you're directly connecting them to the suppliers, then
We're just MSRP. We're saying we make 5% from the sale of products. We're saying we make 2.5% on the auction that we do for the supplier. Our platform fee, which is based on the sale amount, gets deducted at the end of the cycle.
End of the cycle. So when the harvest is done,
Harvest is done, product is delivered, bank is paid off.
how do you guarantee that that product, the produce, is going to be sold? It's in your warehouse. It needs to be sold for you to make money. How do you ensure that it gets sold?
So we have millers already on board that are buying from us halfway through.
So you have all those contacts in place. You have the millers in place. You have the fertilizer people in
Yes,
place.
we have
the
smart
seed.
contracts in place on our blockchain. By the way, even a blockchain is a specialized
Yes, you
blockchain
have
that we built.
many specialized businesses roll into one app.
Yeah,
Most of those businesses don't always work standalone, and they all
I
have to
know.
work together for E-Agri to be successful.
well, that's why E-Agri decided to do it all.
Yeah, I mean,
Only way, Fatma, this will work is if I have end-to-end control over the cycle. You deviate from the control, you create problems. If I'm able to certify a product that's going, why would a miller come and tell me that, hey, you know what, Adnan? We're seeing that you have this much crop that's coming down the pipeline. These are the reports that we have received. This is the yield that we are expecting. We would like to buy this ahead of time right now.
what happens if there are super floods?
That's fine. Because we're not.
Are insurance companies involved in this as well?
So insurance companies, Pakistan does not have parametric insurance, right? So my right hand in my company is a great risk guru. And he came from PMEX after being there for 21 years and then being their chief risk officer. So he actually designed a really creative way for us to have our own indemnity fund built into our entire system. So in an event, there is a problem, we're actually covering it with an indemnity fund also. I know.
How big would that fund be to cover, be it super floods, be it droughts, be it, I don't know, there's so many
Right,
pests
so
that this
there
seem to
there
be.
are
And is
some,
this limited? What kind of produce? Are we doing wheat, cotton? Are we doing apples, oranges? Like,
regardless, it doesn't matter to me.
Regardless.
As long as the product is in our system,
by which you mean in your warehouse?
part of E-Agri, once you come into E-Agri, your crop is getting sold inside E-Agri.
Now I'm getting Lex Luthor vibes. So
Lex Luthor vibes. Yeah, I am bald.
So you're in the system. So if he buys seeds and fertilizer, he has to keep the crop, the produce in your warehouse.
Yep.
It cannot be, okay, I'm just going to sell it to the Arti. It has to be. So how do you ensure that?
Because the Arti is actually saying
So
the
the
same
Arti
thing.
is your man too.
Arti is saying the same thing to the farmer, right? Farmer has pledged the crop already. The crop is what is guaranteed your loan. The loan risk management system is ours. We are providing all the services, so the crop cultivation is guaranteed. We have crop doctor, we have in-ground sensors, we have constant checks.
But there's also Mother Nature deciding that no, not going to be a good harvest.
There is, and that's where you say, you know what? Understood. That indemnity fund that was sitting there and was.
And it can cover all these crops over this 10
We
years.
have
Or at least
obviously
a percentage of it.
Percentage of it is what we have. Now, one of the most beautiful things is State Bank is also giving guarantees.
So State Bank is guaranteeing aspects of E-Agri.
Part of the, not E-Agri, any State Bank is giving provisions on the loans that are given out, that if this is a wash, State Bank has given that.
So there's some sovereign guarantees and
Yeah,
what they're
and
worth.
look, in my model that we ran, we have assumed a 10% loss.
That seems conservative. I mean, this is Pakistan, and with the crop losses and all the things that could happen.
So let me put it this way. Imagine the loan pool is 100 million. And we say, you know what, let's use half of it. And let's assume we are just getting 1% of the market. So you're able to give out 6,000 loans. Those 6,000 loans, and you just increase the utilization loan at 50% usage. Now we're going to say crop cycles, not years, okay? Because there are two crop cycles. In 2.5 years, that 100 million becomes 900. And what I am saying in that, in the first year, your loss is 5 million. Your second year loss is this 10 to 15 million dollars. I am adding those losses, and I am still putting money aside in the indemnity fund. I still have money left over. What you don't realize, Fatma, how little the farmer gets.
No,
that 50%
I have had
interest.
stories on my pages that farmers had a crop and they just left it on the road because the cost of taking the produce to the market was higher than the price of it.
So I'm even trying to work with several NGOs where I'm simply saying, hey, we have built a Madadgar in our application. Somebody's coming in for like a 100,000 loan to do something. It's not even worth it for it to run through the system. Let's just give it to them. Help them get on their feet. So that is already a part of it. See, we're not all just about money. We're giving it back also.
I have nothing against capitalism being just about the money, because otherwise nothing would work.
That's it.
It has to have the profit incentive.
Right. And this is profitable from, if I was to go and simply even make E-Agri completely free and just say, I will make money on product sales, I'm still cash flow positive. In fact,
that's something even like our food delivery and our e-commerce grocery stores were not cash positive. They went belly up.
That's fine.
And now you're trying to bring in the farmers here.
Farmers need to come in. Farmers
Obviously,
need to make
they
money.
need to come in, but again, I mean, how do you enforce it? Say there's a farmer and he says, yes, I'll sell you the crop, I'll put it in your, and then the RT comes and just gives him the money and takes away the crop.
Can't, because that crop is registered. It's satellite monitored, number one.
It's registered, but how do you stop that farmer? Like, do you have a police? Do you have bodyguards? How do you enforce this?
Here's the thing. There are going to be, not everyone will do that.
Not everybody, many could do that. They'll be selling it in two different places. They'll be buying products
I can write
through
on
your
a piece
app.
of paper that will actually happen. And I am fully expecting it.
What percentage do you expect the farmers to stay with you throughout the cycle?
The ones who like making money. See, they are.
Okay, so if there's a farmer who does this, can he get back into the system or is he locked out forever?
We are not going to be taking a risk on that farmer again, right? We're going to say.
So how do you verify that this farmer does not come back? I mean, he could use his brother's profile or his uncle.
That's where we have.
The spies?
No, the land records. We have satellite data going back 10 years. When you register yourself, we tell you, go in the middle of the land. We actually have the coordinates of your land. You can go and change the name on it. You can't change the land coordinates that are sitting there.
How do you have access to that satellite data?
You call a manager at Sparko and say, hey, we would like to become subscribers to your feed, and they give you a huge bill.
So that expense has already been done, that has taken place. You have that access.
Is a recurring expense. And we're to a point where I'm working with one specific NGO to figure out a way that we can make that entire data free for every farmer in Pakistan. So that way, a farmer does not have to come in and utilize the loan portion. You don't actually have to come in and pay me anything. There are plenty of ways to make money on this entire thing. Okay? There are many, many profit centers.
There are many profit centers and there are many challenge centers as well. So you got so many, like fertilizers, seed, warehousing. I keep coming back to it that you have so many moving parts. Each part has so many challenges. Like how much of that is regulated by the government? How do you ensure the quality of the seeds? How do you ensure the quality of fertilizer? How do you ensure the rates of those fertilizers?
All pre-negotiated. You have to buy from select people. You are receiving that warehouse.
How do you, as the CEO of E-Agri, ensure the quality or the delivery of the products?
We receive the products at our warehouses.
So you will be the one.
We do the last mile.
You'll do the last mile.
Yes.
So that's a lot of real estate again.
That's just a warehouse.
It's a warehouse at different locations all over the country.
We're starting with 10, right?
And
we want
over
2,000
two
in future.
provinces.
Those warehouses are individual franchises business that are being given to a lot of people. Hey, buy this.
So like a McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go. McDonald's. You want to use franchise model there? McDonald's gets its systems from McDonald's Corporation. All right, say E-Agri warehouse, you're getting systems from us. The residents of the warehouse are in our app already. We're telling you this crop is getting ready. This is going to come in. It is going to stay in this section of the warehouse. You're getting paid this much for housing this crop. Your SOPs are this. There are going to be XYZ products that are sitting inside your warehouse that are coming directly to that warehouse from these manufacturer. That will be delivered within the 25-kilometer radius using an in-house delivery van that's going to go around and just drop off what was ordered. Or if the farmer has chosen
you can
not
cover
to,
the expenses of all that through just the sale of the products.
the rental on the warehouse pays off this $2.5 million investment in 10 years on those 10 warehouses. After that, it's pure profit.
And the cost of having all those vans and the drivers and
Yeah.
ensuring timely
All,
deliveries.
look, if we're going in there, like, oh, come on. There we go. Look, this is already calculated to a point where the 2.5 million number that I gave you per warehouse, it includes cost of land, building cost, CapEx, OpEx, both. Entire operational model is in there, and how much money is coming in, how much is it going to cost to operate that warehouse. I will give you some idea. I know this back of my head, so it will actually help you
Maybe we can
understand.
have these up when
can-
we are. Oh,
Yeah, I can send those to you. But the idea is that it's all there.
It's wildly profitable.
I know, you want one?
I wouldn't mind having one if I had the.
So here's the
profit
best
for it,
part.
but again, the ground reality is like a charging rhinoceros. It'll be.
Fatma, you and I can sit there and argue about theoretical things all the time, but numbers that you're looking at, they're black and white. They cannot lie.
They're on paper.
They're on paper, and they're based on research, and they're based on actual factual ground data. These numbers have been pulled from POSCO. They have been pulled from UK aid, US aid back in the day. Everybody that has come in and provided me any data set, let's take it. Let's factor it in. And I'm looking at the worst case scenarios. What you have to realize is Pakistan is $88 billion a year agriculture. Okay? That's 88 billion.
And where does that go? I mean, it's there in theory, but so much of the wheat is wasted. So much of it is lost in the
because you
supply
are not
and demand
seeing
dynamics.
it doesn't mean it
No,
doesn't
I'm just
exist.
wondering. I'm sure it exists. I'm just saying, how do you tap it? Because of the ground realities and because of the farmers and the lack of digitization and the lack of honoring of contracts and so many vested interests. Like, I mean, just the seed, there are cartels.
There are going to be problems. I can tell you, Fatma, did you think Pakistan's agriculture mess happened overnight?
No, it's been happening for 7 decades. This is something that is providing a solution. That's something that has been in 7 decades could be solved in a decade, and that is where I'm skeptical. It's just too good to be true. Just like when Khurram Safar gave, I was like, this is too good to be true.
The idea is that once you understand and you have a clear vision and a drive to succeed, I'm tenacious. That's what everybody tells me. And this is a real thing. Okay? There are people at the highest level, Middle East, that are looking at this. Okay? If this was not a need, and if this was not realistic numbers, they would have been thrown out on the day one at the state bank level. Right? They weren't. They are verified and verified and verified, and then I'll use the word miserified, because the cost, control, spending, again, too good to be true, right?
The profits are very high.
Yeah. The one thing, I'll give you an example. Back in the day, I designed something. It was basically something in Washington, D.C. in a DoD situation. I was told it's not possible. It took me 3 months, and I did it, just because I heard it's not possible. I've heard this so many times, over and over. And I'm telling you one thing. I will make it possible. That tenacious. We will put money in, more money in, introduce more technology. We will bear the losses. We will go and figure out with Artis that are buying the crop under us that they are breaking the law, and there may be a legal action taken against them, right? There will be growing pains, but people will learn that you want to keep making good money, you need to follow the line. You need to stay within this guideline. That smart contract that you have executed is a real contract. You need to pay up. And it is not going to happen tonight. It's not going to happen next year. Because I'm still working at 0.25% assumption, right? Mm-hmm. Right? For me to get capital mark, I need to get more access. Just because I have, or my team have sat there and when we call ourselves social fools, we are dreamers, but we're achievers also. We actually do work.
At what point would the app be available for any farmer in Sindh, Balochistan? Let's not even take
within 3 months.
Within 3 months.
Yeah. The whole idea is
by 2025, the last crop cycle, for example, a farmer can enter the E-Agri system.
That is the plan. We want them to enter the E-Agri circle. We want to have our 10 warehouses launched, operational. We want to introduce a new type of warehouse operation where we actually have, my team has built custom IoTs where we actually even know Internet of Things.
Internet of Things. I was just wondering, how would custom IoTs work here?
Custom IoTs, so IoT sensors are in the ground also, which work on long-range van. They are completely, so we didn't go and just build these little digital devices. We got professional IoTs that actually have a 3.5-year battery life, fully sealed, sensors on the ground, that are giving entire ground data on hourly basis.
And they're working right now with different farmers?
We have the sensors in, they work.
Again, very capital intensive, very tech intensive and capital
3.5-year life, it pays for itself. You look.
And this is all your money?
Yes.
You really believe in this?
Yes, like I said, I'm a social fool. But I would like to have more people join me. If you don't believe in something and you're not willing to put your own money in, why would somebody else believe in it?
Absolutely, but then usually you have angel investors and VCs. And
I am the angel investor.
Yes, you're
right?
angel investor.
So here's the thing. I learned a long time ago, when I was 19, I launched my first company and I took VC money too early. And I left with very little on a very profitable company. So after that, I learned a lesson. I will never take money from VC in the beginning. We will take VC money. We're actually negotiating right now with several VCs to come in. But now that we actually have something, we're not giving away the complete control. And you have to understand, this is a billion-dollar industry. You can't just bring in anybody. You can't just take anybody's money. You need somebody whose vision is aligned with yours. Mm-hmm. And
has a very open perspective to things.
Open perspective and understands that
not risk-averse person yet.
Yeah.
A risk taker, a real risk taker who believes in this country. You need a very specific type of person to go for this.
Yeah, let's just
believes in the goodness of people too, because a lot of people have to honor their contracts.
Here's the thing. I'm an optimist. Okay? I'm the biggest social fool you will meet. One of the things, I have friends that are like, Adnan bhai, when are you going to start listening? Welcome to Pakistan. Your ideas are going to get copied. You went into such and so, and people will come on TV and say things that you have told them in confidence that it's their ideas, and get used to hearing your own words. So I've come to accept those realities. At the end of the day, it's flattering that, okay, that's great. Now go and do it, but do it on my scale. Do it with my depth and produce something you could be proud of. I'm doing this because this is the need of the hour.
It is definitely the need of the hour.
Just because nobody else is doing it, because everybody else has failed in different things, learn from their mistakes. I could have we started out as just financial inclusion module. Then we realized, okay, financial inclusion, that poor farmer doesn't know how to manage money. We have to manage the money for him also. All right, let's make a money manager. Okay, he's dealing with black marketeering. Okay, let's call Syngenta, let's call Engro, let's call other people and say, hey, we need products, and original products. Okay, oh, well, they have to come through your distributors. Okay, all right, how do we solve this? Okay, let's go and make our own distribution points. So we reached out to a few initiatives that are right now, and I guess we agreed to disagree. A lot of people are technology averse, but I'm not, because I understand what can be achieved as long as you apply the technology made in Pakistan for Pakistan. A Western technology will never ever work here. That means, okay, so let's go ahead and create this warehouse where we can use a distribution point. But I'm like, oh, you know what? We don't have enough warehouses. Why don't we actually combine the whole thing, create a warehouse model, and create revenue sources for the warehouse model from storing the products also. Oh, you know what? We have all these great farming equipment, but that little farmer cannot justify the cost. Okay, let's figure out how much it's going to cost for me to have a equipment rental business attached right next to the warehouse. Okay, call your friends at the U.S. Embassy and consulate and say, hey, what about all that 10-year-old used equipment that's been pulled out of U.S., we're good with it. Can we get that at a dirt cheap price?
Got some of the older U.S. equipment as well in this whole
system? Consulate was very kind.
A lot of people have been very kind, but I do agree with you. This is the need of the hour, and we do need Pakistan-specific solutions.
Yeah.
So agriculture is one of the biggest challenges that the country is facing.
Exactly.
The solution that you're providing, if it actually gets off the ground, if it's sustainable, scalable, then it could be one of the biggest green revolutions that the country has seen.
Oh, you can thank me in
yes, I
3-4
think you should
months.
definitely come back at least a year later, 2 years later, and give us an update of what's happening and
I
how successful it was.
I wouldn't have to. You'll be actually seeing it on yourself.
Right. It will be on national news for sure, but we would, I'm sure, enjoy the conversation.
I'll be happy to sit down with you anytime.
Great. Look forward. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. So thank you so much for coming to the show, and I really, really, from the bottom of my heart, wish you best of luck with your fans.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you.